Thank you all very much for tuning in for this episode of the Outdoor Gear Review. Today I am reviewing a titanium cutlery set from FinessCity. A viewer sent this to me a few months back. I appreciate it big time. And while there are some pros, in my opinion there are some major cons. And because of those cons, I would not recommend purchasing this set. I will get to those reasons soon. And with that being said, let's go ahead and start with the review now. So this is the FinessCity titanium kit. It comes with this storage bag. And this is the kit itself. And as you can see, this is a 3-component kit. You have the spoon, the fork, and a knife. Now, there are a few interesting aspects to this. First off, you have this carabiner, which you have to unscrew. And before you take the set off of the carabiner, you have to unscrew the set. As you can see here, you have these brass fittings, and these actually screw together and come off and will fall on the ground if you're not careful. These brass fittings screw together just like that and hold the set together. The weight of this entire kit is 2.2 ounces. The cost is $20. And there are multiple versions of this kit available. There's a 3-piece, which you see here. There's a 4-piece, which includes chopsticks. And there's a 5-piece, which includes a metal straw and a cleaning wand. With the knife, it's very simple, very much like a butter knife. The fork is exactly what you would expect. And of course, with the spoon, it is as well. I've been testing this kit out for numerous months now, and we might as well talk about the cons for this set. The real reason why I do not recommend it. My biggest complaint about this set is the smell. Each utensil has this very inexpensive, cheap metal smell to it. And it comes off and sticks to your fingers, so after handling this set, you can smell that cheap metal. Oftentimes you will find this with very inexpensive jewelry, and in this case, you'll find it with this cutlery set. As you all can see here, the coating is fading, it's easily stained, it's rubbing off. My next complaint is that the quality is not very good. Especially with the spoon, you can see here that it has been unevenly cut. So the spoon is actually bigger on this side and then longer and narrower on this side. It's an interesting issue, and I'm surprised to see it. You would think with the design process that they would have everything measured out evenly. But yeah, they do not. Next up, with that coating, it is not polished. So when you put this in your mouth, when you're eating from this, there's a slight texture to it that isn't very pleasing. Most of the time when it comes to a titanium spoon, the bowl is polished, the fork is polished, but that's not the case here. And with that texture, I simply do not like it. Next up, we have to talk about the knife. It is not very sharp. In fact, the teeth on this are not aggressive at all. You can use this as a butter knife, you could probably saw through a sandwich, but that's about it. This would likely give you some trouble if you were trying to cut a steak or something like that. The next thing that I want to talk about is the carabiner, and more specifically, the way that this set screws together. The process of securing each item and also getting each item off takes a while. And that means that you have to fiddle with this thing. So when it comes time to get the utensil that you want, you have to unscrew it. Then you have to unscrew the carabiner. And all of this translates to time. Instead of simply grabbing the utensil that you want, you have to fiddle with this. And it can be a very slow process. And one reason for this is that this carabiner is very small, and the screwable locking mechanism oftentimes gets in the way, and it prevents you from taking the utensil off of the carabiner. My next complaint is that each one of these utensils are very short, so if you are eating something like a Mountain House meal, forget about it. You are going to have that meal all over your hands if you're eating out of the bag. Now, if you're dumping it into a plate or something like that, you should be fine. But if you're eating a meal from a bag, you will have problems. It will be messy. And that is my list of cons for this set. Now let's go ahead and talk about the pros. First off, the price is not bad. $20 for a titanium set is not a bad price. There are many companies out there who offer basically the same kit. And the prices can range from around $20 all the way up to $35. Toaks has a titanium set, which is $3 more expensive, and Esbit has a set that is $10 more expensive. And of course, there are numerous Chinese companies who offer these on Amazon for a wide range of prices. Now, with all of those that I've mentioned, I cannot talk about the quality because I haven't gone hands-on with them yet. Maybe in the future, I will. The weight of this kit is impressive at 2.2 ounces. And this does offer you basically everything you will need when you're out in the bush for most people when it comes to backpacking. Now, if you're a chef, of course you want more, but you do have the basics covered here. I've already spoken about the general poor quality of this set, but I should say that none of these components have bent on me anytime that I've been using them. In other words, the thickness here is not too bad. It's thick enough that you can use these realistically without having to worry about bending them. And that's pretty much it for my pros. Yes, each component does what it's supposed to do, with the exception of the knife. It really doesn't work that well. As a butter knife, yeah, it'll work. But for cutting, I would forget it, move on to something else. And with that being said, I will go ahead and summarize my review of the FinessCity Titanium Cutlery set. I really dislike the smell of this set, and the fact that it rubs off on your fingers concerns me quite a bit. What exactly is rubbing off? I want to know what is leaching into my food whenever I'm using this set, and for that reason, I will not be using it any longer. Now, it should be mentioned that I do have plenty of titanium cutlery sets, spoons, sporks, knives, and whatnot, and none of them have this odor, have this smell. It's very specific to this, and it smells like cheap metal. Before I wrap up this episode, I do want to talk about the fake reviews on Amazon for this product. Let me tell you, there are a bunch of them. I noticed this when getting all the details ready for my review, checking out the price at Amazon. There were people there, users, right? People who have purchased this, and they claim to have gotten the metal analyzed, and it's 99.9% titanium. All of the comments read like they're written by the company, not by real people. So I went to one of the sites that analyzes Amazon reviews, and this cutlery set received a D rating for a high level of deception. In my opinion, there are better sets out there. There's better cutlery sets out there. There's better spoons, sporks out there than this. And in the end, I simply do not recommend this set. And that wraps up my review. Everyone take care, strength and honor. If you have a question for me, make sure to email me. I will address it for you. Bye everybody. Take care.